Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Let me know how I can help you. Remember, my book Cracked Female Code is on sale right now for $29, normally priced $60. Okay, so this video is going to be based on when you should walk away and how to pick up on it really fast. Okay, listen in.
The wild part, she'll use your niceness against you. She'll say, "You're too sensitive. You changed. You're not the man I fell for."
Okay, so here's the deal. If a woman says any of these things, she has already lost all respect for you. She's at a point now where she's literally just fucking with you and she's going to play with you. She's already fucking other dudes. I'm telling you, if a girl says, "Oh, you're too sensitive, you're too nice, you're too this," I am telling you, walk. Don't even argue. Don't have a discussion. Just say, "You know what? I respect that. Good luck," and just walk. Don't get caught up in an argument. Don't get caught up in a fight. Just leave. At this point, she's already having sex with other dudes. And at this point, she wants to see how much she can fuck with your mind, play mind games, screw you over, jerk you around. And I'm going to be really honest. Women that are like this, that don't like you for being good to them, they're not good people. These are people that enjoy hurting people. Here's something I want to say. Not all women are like this. Now, if you're saying every woman I've dated has been like that, well, let me tell you something. I'm a smart guy. I'm an educated guy. I'm extremely good at seducing women, etc., etc. But I will tell you, I had a period of time for a long time where it was like I would only date the girls that were mean. The only time I would date the girls that would hurt me, that would play mind games, that would jerk me around for the longest time until I went to a lot of therapy. I had to heal something inside. And once it truly got healed, now it wasn't a one session thing. It took years to figure this out. Once it healed it, all of a sudden I started meeting people that were kind, that were good, that were gentle, that were just good people. Okay, let me share something with you that happened to me a long time ago. This was when I was around 31 to approximately 32. Now, how I know that is because I moved where I live now exactly when I was 31 years old, and it happened. So me and my ex-girlfriend completely cut it off about 3-4 months later after I moved here, and I started dating other women. And this is what happened. I didn't date right away. One of the things when you break up with someone, the rule basically is however long you're with them, you should be single for half the time. So if you're with someone for, say, 8 years, you should be single for 4 years. No dating, no coffee shops, no movies, dinner, nothing. You go to movies alone, you go to dinner alone, and you spend time alone, because this is how you find yourself again. Because when you get mixed up with someone, you get intermixed with who they are, their rules, their values, their beliefs, and the games that you guys played and the bullshit. So you have to untangle yourself. So it's a really good rule of thumb to at least, let's say you've been together for eight years. Honestly, you really should take 4 years off, but you should at least take a year off. Now, I was one of those guys that had a really hard time saying no to women. I had a really hard time, I'm going to be honest, standing up for myself and being like, wow, this person's being rude, and just leaving. I just couldn't do that. But here's the really cool thing that happened. I'm involved in personal development, going to Tony Robbins seminars, NLP trainings, Ericksonian hypnosis, personal development coaching. I was working with a therapist / energy healer at the time. And she goes, "You need to spend time alone." And I did. Now, I remember when I started to date again, it was kind of awkward. And this is what happens when you don't date for a while. It is awkward. You kind of forget. And here's another thing. The dating scene changes about every I think it's 4 to 6 years or something like that. It literally changes. You meet people differently, you greet differently, it just changes. So I met this girl and we decided to go on a dinner date. And here's the thing, I don't do dinner dates for the first date now. I just won't do it. And I'm like, no, if you want to pay, I'll do it, but I'm not going to pay for dinner. I'm not going to do that. Not even 50-50. We can go for a walk. We can go to get a hot chocolate at the coffee shop or something like that. But that's the maximum. Even then, I'd say by yourself. because I don't like getting taken advantage of women. And if women are like, oh, well, you're not even going to buy me a hot cup of coffee? No, I don't know you. But you have to understand something. I have choice. I'm really good at attracting women, talking to women, opening up conversations, and seducing women. So for me, it's not a problem to say no, but it wasn't always like that. So even though I was teaching this stuff and I was really good at it in my 20s, I did have a weak part of my game. And that part of the game was knowing when to walk. I was actually afraid to do that. I didn't want to be rude or seen as rude or hurt someone's feelings. That was a really kind of big thing for me. Now, for the first time in my life, since I was about 15 years old, I hadn't dated for I think it was about over a year or maybe a little bit more than that. I go on my first date, and this person who I don't know is just being rude right off the bat. Rude to the waiter, rude to me. And I just remember something in my heart, my gut was like, oh, I can't do this, because my ex-girlfriend was such a B word, such a bitch. I thought, oh, I can't do this again. I literally said to her, I said, look, if you're going to be rude like this, I'm going to leave. And she looked at me, she says, no, you won't, blah, 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 blah. I'm not being rude. I'm just looking at her like, oh, you got to be kidding me. It was the most ridiculous thing in the world. But then I flashed back at my ex-girlfriend. She wasn't quite that brash, but she was very similar. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I could feel the pain in my gut. So she kept being cocky and arrogant and rude and disrespectful. And I grabbed my coat and I left. I just fucking left. Here's the really weird thing. I'm in my car. I'm driving down the highway. And I actually felt good. Now, I always thought that if I left in a situation like this, that I would feel bad about myself. I'm like, man, this feels really good. Here's the deal. She called me up. She goes, where are you? Are you still in the bathroom? I go, oh no, actually, this was the first one. I was actually at home already. Now I only lived about 2-3 miles away. But I was already at home in my living room. Like, no, I'm at home. She goes, no, you're not. I go, yeah, I'm at home. I told you I was going to leave. I left. The main thing that I noticed I'm really trying to share with you, something inside actually felt good. It's like I finally stood up for myself inside. And that thing, call it myself, call it my inner child, whatever you want to call it, it actually started to feel good. I'm like, man, that wasn't so bad. So I went on a date with someone else feeling much more confident. Now, here's the thing. A lot of guys like, God, but you're so confident with women, Mike. You want to know why? Because I'm willing to walk. I'm willing to walk away from abuse. When you let people abuse you and you're in a relationship that's abusive, verbally or in any way, it tears your self-esteem down. It destroys your confidence. So a lot of you are like, God, you're just so confident. Guys, I wasn't like this. I was one of those guys. I didn't want to let go of my girlfriend because I thought, oh, I can't get another one. And that's exactly how I felt. But when you learn how to walk away and you take my course, Crack the Female Code. Now, here's the thing. Your confidence comes from having options. And a lot of guys, well, yeah, but you have all these options. So, yeah, my hair's thinning. I'm balding. My teeth are ground down. I've got a belly now. I have confidence because I know how to talk to women. I know how to attract women. There's very specific steps to do. When you see it, you're like, man, this is unbelievable. It's not only when you see it, it's when you start doing it and you start getting the results. So here's what happens, and this is why everyone thinks I'm confident, including women. I walk away if I think a woman's a bitch. The minute they bump into me in a coffee shop and they start a conversation, if I get any sense that we're not going to get along, or they've got anger issues, or they're snooty, or just any of that stuff, I'm like, all right, hey ladies, nice to meet you. I gotta go. Everyone in the coffee shop sees that. Even those two girls, like, wow, that's different. Most guys try to get our numbers. So here's the deal. I went out with another girl after the last one that I left. It was about a week later or something. I don't know, maybe 10 days or 14 days. I don't remember, but a little bit after. And I took her to the same restaurant, and she started being rude and disrespectful too. And I just thought, oh, I'm not doing this. At this point, it was easier to walk away because the first one actually, it was like an emotional reward. So now I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to. So here I'm going, okay, I can walk away and actually feel good about myself, or I could sit here and let her freaking treat me like shit and feel like shit. Nah, not going to do that. So I warned her. I said, hey, are you always like this with guys when you first meet them? What are you talking about? I go, well, you're kind of being rude. You're rude to the waiter too, and blah, 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 blah. And she goes, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, oh, okay. That's all I said. I wasn't going to argue. I wasn't going to discuss it. I'm looking at her, 1001, 1002, 1003. Yep, I'm gone. Grabbed my coat and walked out. Now here's the deal. When you walk out of this restaurant, you walk by the bathroom. So they both assumed I went to the bathroom. I didn't. I kept going. So she was the one that when I was driving down the freeway, not even a mile down the freeway from the restaurant, had called me like, where are you? Still in the bathroom? The waiter's here. He wants to know what we're going to order. I go, I left. I told you if you're going to be rude, I was leaving. She goes, no, you didn't. And I held my phone out the window, and she heard the wind. I go, do you believe me now? I go, I'm done. And I just left. And I got to tell you something. I felt awesome. I ended up going out to a club that night. I felt so good about it. Now, here's the thing that I'll admit. When you get better at picking up on women, it's a lot easier letting go of the rude ones because something in your system changes. Your brain, your emotions, something shifts. And it's like, why would I put up with this when I could meet someone prettier and nicer? No, I'm not doing this. Right now, I want you to buy my book, Crack the Female Code. It's going to change your life. It is based on neurolinguistic programming, hypnosis, therapy, psychology, female evolution, female psychology, and a lot of things that I learned from a Buddhist monk. This book will prepare you for my course, Crack the Female Code. It's a 6-day training. I highly recommend you get my book, Get the Girl, Keep the Girl, because it talks about the internal awareness techniques, and it actually teaches you specific techniques that I'll work with you in person. You can use them in the book. I tell you what, if you can't do them very good from the book, call me and I'll give you 50% off my one-on-one coaching fee, and we'll work on any section or any technique that you want in that book. Just mention you bought the book, and I said in this video that I'll give you 50% off for a session to work on any technique in that book. In fact, I'll give you 3 sessions at 50% off to work on more than one. Here's the deal. If you buy my package, the Ultimate Package, it includes both books plus sex signals plus the introduction to the internal language, which triggers her mating system. You get all that for $77. Crack the Female Code right now is $29, and that's right now. That's just for this month of April. It's going to go back up to $40. And my book, Get the Girl, Keep the Girl, I believe it's $20 right now. Oh yeah, if you get the Ultimate Package, I also include a one-on-one coaching session, either in person or through the phone. And each session I charge is $250. That session can be an hour and a half up to 2 hours. You save a ton of money when you buy that package. That's it, guys. Buy my book, Crack the Female Code. Go to crackthefemalecode.com or mikecolleen.com. It leads you to the same website. All right, click subscribe, click the like button, and go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you in the next video, and then I'll see you in person.